Hey guys, just bear with me. I'm just waiting for my string quartet that I've ordered to arrive to play the violin beautifully for my final drive in the Range Rover. It's a sad day. I had to document this moment. It's a horrible angle. I don't know where to put you. I've been doing this long enough that you'd have thought I'd be good at it, but look at this. This is horrendous. I've even forgotten the tripod. So guys, the Range Rover is being collected tomorrow morning, and this right now is the final drive that I'm ever gonna have in this car. It's an emotional day. We've had some highs, we've had some lows. You're all gonna laugh at me because my final drive is to none other than Tesco Extra to do a food shop. I'm making the most of the big boot for the final time that I've got it. I mean, we could have done some big, beautiful countryside road trip for the final drive, but instead I thought let's keep it real, let's keep it down to earth, keep it relatable, let's just nip to the shops and do a food shop. So I thought in today's video I would talk about why I believe that the Range Rover series peaked at this car, and why I think it is the best Range Rover. I haven't obviously driven all the different ones ever, but just from my experience, my research, you guys are commenting stuff, having driven the L322 recently, having sat in the brand new Range Rover, I've come to this conclusion, and that's what this video is. I want to explain why I believe I'm right, and as always, I'd love you guys to get in the comments below and explain to me why I'm wrong, because I love a debate. If you're new around here, please don't forget to subscribe, and also, mini party in the car, final video, we've hit 10,000 subscribers on this channel in a year, which is mind-blowing to me, and it means so much that I've built up this little community, and you guys are awesome, and I'm so grateful for the community we've got together, and the comments you leave, and the likes, and the shares, and even just you watching the video in the first place means so much to me, because I'd always had this idea of having a car YouTube channel. I never really thought it'd be possible, but I did it, and it's here, and it's now got 10,000 subscribers, so I think that's a pretty amazing milestone for me. But yeah, let's get driving. Let's head down the road to my favourite place. I do love a Tesco's trip, not gonna lie. It's one of those Tesco's that's got all the homeware stuff and all the garden stuff and stationery and all the birthday stuff. So it's a big one, it's a good one. I'm not gonna take you inside. I've not even got my seat in the correct position. George must have driven this last. Okay, here we are. Now, I never expected what happened to this car to happen. I always imagined that, I mean, it's a classic love story, isn't it? It's someone that you meet that you never think you're gonna have that connection with, and then they end up being like this huge part of your life. Now, that's the same for George and I, because George was actually in the friend zone for about 2 years before he crawled his way out, and now we are together as an item. Where are my shopping bags? Here they are. And oh, it's nice and green behind me, very nice. And the same happened for this car. When we picked it up, I was excited by it, and I was excited to have a Range Rover and to experience having a big 4x4, etc. But I never thought it would have this, leave this impression and this passion and this enjoyment that it actually has. It's a car that's made me want another one of the same car. I've said in the video before, I think it's funny when people have two of the same car. I'd like to try something different, but this one I'd happily get the same thing again next time. Maybe a different variation, like I said in the previous video, but it's such an awesome car that I just want to replace it. I want to get another one. But let's just get one final shot here. Beautiful car, look at that. Look at that angle. I was saying to George earlier, I think my favourite angle of this car is the side. More so than the front, more so than the rear. I think the side is my favourite angle of them all. And don't get me wrong, when I drove the L322 the other day, I thought it was amazing and a very, very cool car. And I said in the whole video that I think it's like, it ticks so many boxes. It's an amazing car, but it does to me. Actually, I want to talk to you guys for a bit longer. I'm going to do the food shop in a minute. Let's have a bit more of a chat. Let's have a bit more of a chat and then I'll head inside. Yeah, I thought that it was an incredible car, but it felt like it had lost a little bit of the Range Rover personality that I love. And I always get comments on this channel laughing at the fact that I call it tractory. But that is what I love about it. It is a tractory car. And by that I mean like rugged, on the farm, agricultural, you can get over anything. However, it's still got the luxury that I love. I think the P38 isn't quite luxurious enough for me, but the L322 is so luxurious it then becomes feeling more like a fancy car, like more into maybe like a newer X5 territory, like that very padded, very high end. This still feels high end, but in much more of a timeless, in a classic way. I feel like the look of this car just doesn't get old. I love the steering wheel. I feel like a broken record a little bit saying this stuff, but you guys know how much I love the look of this car, the drive of it, how it feels to drive, how it feels to be high up on the road, the storage space, the room inside, the fact that it's square, all these things I've said in a previous video. And even the fact that this is the facelifted version, I think this is actually quite a lot better looking than the pre-facelift. Hello guys, Lucy from the future here, just jumping in really quickly. I've got a sponsor sponsor for today's video that I'm going to quickly talk about, and I also just quickly wanted to take the opportunity again to thank you for all the support on this channel. The fact that the videos are doing really well, I'm getting contacted by brands, and it means that I can continue making these videos and we can start thinking about the next car now that the Range Rover has gone. It literally has already left. It's crazy that it's no longer on the drive. Our drive now feels massive because it's only one car. We've got a car in the garage and I'm going to do a video on that very, very soon. But we're going to head back over to the Range Rover in a second for the rest of that video. But just quickly, I'm going to talk about the sponsor, and also I need to update you on the person who won the Range Rover, because actually I want to save that for the next video, but I've got a quick funny story about that. There's a guy delivering a parcel. He doesn't know I'm sat in the car, and I think I'm about to make him really jump. I'm going to pretend to be on the phone so it doesn't look like I've been rude and not letting him in. And it's probably more realistic that I'll be talking on the phone versus talking to a camera, because you can't see the camera. So we're just going to pretend for a little bit longer. Okay, all good, all done. Yes, so today's video sponsor is a company called Temu, and you may have heard of them. They basically are like a big marketplace for loads of different products, loads of different categories, but of course I'm going to talk about some things in the car category today, and there's some super satisfying finds that I've got my hands on, and the prices are kind of crazy cheap. So, and some random things as well, I have to say, very random, but I'm always here for a random find. First thing, some cars have got like the really cool sunglasses holder. This car doesn't have that. I have got my hands on a little hook that I'm going to show you guys that literally clips on here. It's got a magnetic catch. You pop your sunglasses on it like this and it holds them. So now when George goes, have you seen my sunglasses? I'll go, yeah, I have, they're on there. And the next thing, I feel like this is such a must-have thing that everyone should have. It's a little vent cleaner. So instead of having to get like a cloth and try and stick your finger in across the air conditioning vent, you literally pop it in here and you can clean it like that. Everyone needs one, and it's got another little bit on the end so you can like do some more precision cleaning. And this is just something that I'm going to keep in the car. There is going to be a link below as well, and a discount code for you guys if anyone's interested in having a little look yourselves. This contraption is a very small little hoover, and it's got a couple of different attachments, and it's just going to be handy to keep in the car because at the moment we haven't got a car hoover. This is so handy with kids. Our son eats in the car all the time. The amount of crumbs in his car seat is slightly ridiculous. So this is just going to be so nice. Here's a sandwich. Don't care about the mess. Come over afterwards. Clean it all up. Done. Again, this is going to stay in the car. Now the next thing, I've actually not opened this yet, but I've always been quite intrigued. It's one of these little putty things that you can use to clean loads of dust with. And it basically... oh my god, it's so bizarre. It's like a little sticky gel thing. Oh, it's actually quite satisfying. It's not just a toy, it's like slime. And basically, god, it smells like putty from when I was a kid. Okay, I've got a nice dirty cup holder here and I can show you guys how it works. This is the before. Move it all round in there. After. Yuck. That's gross, but it works. That's so cool. That is so funny. Does anyone else find that a bit bizarre? But that works very well. They also have some cleaning products on there. So we've got a little cleaning mitt just here, and also this, which is specifically for alloy wheels. So it can fit inside the little crevices and sort of really get in there. It's nice having things that have got more of a purpose instead of just using cloths all the time. And also this, which I've never seen before. You guys probably have, but I haven't. It's a little tyre pressure gauge, so you can sort of check yourself exactly what mil your tyres are. So it's just another one of those random little things that are definitely handy to have. Anyway, that is going to end off that little haul, and please enjoy the rest of the video. Thanks to Temu for sponsoring. I'll leave a link below so you guys can check them out, and again thanks to you guys for watching and supporting the channel, allowing sponsors to happen and then to help fund the next car purchase. Back to the future? No, back to the past me. See you in a bit. That perfect mix between elegant but tough. You know you can do anything in it. You can rock up to somewhere super fancy and feel like you blend in, but it also would sit well on a farm and it would look great on a farm and you could use it on a farm. The Queen had a beautiful green one, and I mean, I'm actually looking at green as a possible next colour, but I have seen that having a green one for some reason makes them more expensive. I don't know if it's more rare or more desirable, but the dark, beautiful dark sort of British racing green with like tan interior I think would be my absolute dream. There's an amazing range on the engines as well, and they're newer than the previous models, so obviously brilliant. Newer than the previous models. Thank you, Lucy. I didn't know that. You can tell they are like, yes, things can go wrong with them, blah blah blah, but same with any Range Rover firstly, but secondly they're not so expensive like an L405, they're not so cheap that they're like already falling apart like the P38. So there's this amazing sweet spot, and I think for a first Range Rover as well, which was my first Range Rover, I don't know, I think I might have peaked a bit too early here, and I feel like I've already experienced the best. Although, like I said before, I would love to try a different engine or something, some sort of variation to make it stand out a little bit from this one. I would find it very difficult to commit to buying one that isn't an L322 because of how much I love it. There's yet to be a situation I found myself in where I feel like this isn't the right car to take. Part of me does regret getting the BMW on a 4-year lease, because if I had to pick one or the other, I would choose this one. But right now we can't do anything about getting rid of the BMW. And it is funny, when you first drive one of these, it feels absolute ginormous, and you think, I'm not ever going to be able to park it, I'm not going to be able to get through tight gaps. But you get used to the size so quickly, it's actually crazy. And you can just dart about in it like you're in a Micra or something, or a Fiat 500. I've had my mum in the car and she's been like, well, that's a bit tight, but I don't think anything of it. I'm just sort of darting between, because you get used to the size so quickly, and also because you can see every corner because of the beautiful box shape. That's the other thing with L405s, I feel like they're too round. Does anyone get what I mean? Everything's round, the headlight's round, all the curves, it's too curvy. I like my straight lines, I like my box feel. I like the sort of squared off bonnet and the straight line down the boot. It's very up, like I'm looking at the side of the car here and it's pretty much up. I mean, it's a slight angle here, but it's pretty much up and down. It's not sort of curving inward, and the shape of it is just stunning. You see one of these on the road and it sort of dominates the road. It looks powerful, it looks mean and aggressive, but also it kind of blends in a way that it looks, I think that's a kind of agricultural look to it. It blends in, it just looks good anywhere. So yeah, it's sad to see her go. I am excited to continue the hunt for the next one, and we are off on a trip very soon for a good few weeks, so it won't be happening until after that. But I might actually do a video soon where we maybe look on Auto Trader together, I was thinking, where we could like sit on the laptop and I share my screen with you and we can go through like different options, and then maybe you guys can steer me in the right direction, avoid some potential bad ones, because I've got a lot of viewers that know a lot about these cars, luckily, which is really, really great. I better go into Tesco's now because that is effectively why I'm here, but I didn't want to miss out on filming a final video with the L322, a final goodbye. You've joined me for the last drive. Well, actually, technically the last drive's going home. So you've got the second to last, the penultimate. Yeah, but anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching this journey. It's not the end, the channel's not dying, I'm not stopping making videos. We're just gonna continue it with the next car we pick up, and you guys are going to help me choose it basically. So stick around for the ride, subscribe if you're new, give the video a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it today, send your goodbye wishes to the car in the comments, leave some beautiful comments on the car. I'm sure she will read them with her new owner very soon, and I'll see you next time on the next Lucy on Cars. Goodbye. Aww, sad. The end. Goodbye L322, until the next one.